Welcome to Invest. We're talking about investing, finance, or professional development. As recording time of 4:03 p.m. on Eastern Time, Ethereum contract $2,683, down about 2.32% so far. Respect over crypto market and the equity market, we are ending on this, this week on relatively negative notes, right? Respect to on the media front, it's been just a collection of negative news that's been percolating, today, reinforcing, regurgitating around, the interest hikes that we have progressed from 25 basis point to 50 basis point, and what are the, foreshadow detriment that it will do to our economy going forward, and also subsequently how it can hinder our earning potential, going forward, as well as, on both the residential side but also on the corporate side. Collectively drive, extreme fear mongering, right? And you could see that clearly in the first half of the day, we sold down even further, all the way down to the 2600, like basically $20 above it. And we have kind of subsequently bounced back up, as you know, when we're hitting 2600. It was extreme oversold, right? We were at the 35, 34 out of 70. So now we came back in a more of a normalized fashion. 39 out of 70 at the moment, looking to come back up to at a bare minimum of 27.25, right, which is the next level of consolidation. You can see clearly across the entire crypto market and the crypto market and the equity market, we're ending on a relatively negative notes. Dow Jones, after market hours, still down about 0.20%. Nasdaq's down about 1.4%, while at the same time S&P is down about 0.25%. Is still selling off. Combined with the negative media expectation, today is also a Friday as well, as people typically don't like to hold their breath. Going on to the weekend, and with this double whammy effect combined with what a counterbalance, which was a positive job report number that came out earlier today, is still muted, right? It's mitigated because it seems like the outlook for the recessionary fear is overpowering the what was a historical positive job number, right? So that kind of doesn't really drive the needle much onto driving more fear mongering, but ultimately, based on the volume that we see across the board today, most of the selling pressure that we see today is mainly coming from retail investors, not the corporate investors. So I guess technically we are the ones actually doing to ourselves. We are being lured and being trapped into the media trap that we are observing, right? We believe what the media is telling us, but if we're thinking logically, right, let's just put yourself in the third party perspective, looking from the outside. We understand that selling around these time, and especially selling on a loss because of fear, is never the logical move, right? And this is something we've been enforcing on, for quite some time now. But unfortunately, most retail investors don't really watch the channel, nor do they understand where I'm coming from. I mean, I have a small channel, so I get it. But it's so the sell-off that we've been collectively having has been just a lot of emotions, right? So, but luckily for us that are watching on this channel, understand that emotions are not your decision-making factor at all. We should just always use the quantitative technical analysis to identify the levels of risk assessment of the chart to understand where we should be going, right? So let's just dive into it right now. Respect to recording time of 4:07 p.m. on the Eastern Time, so we're 7 minutes after market. Right now we are leaping down and coming back up to the next level that we try to get to. We're basically $50 away, right? The 2725. And at the same time, right now, we've leaped down for quite some time now on the MACD front, and at the same time, the inertia for RSI is still relatively bearish, right? The 39 out of 70. So if there is lack of news, we should technically see some recovery or consolidation back up to above 2700 at bare minimum during this weekend, right? But if we see more fear mongering, which I don't expect that to happen on Saturday, because typically Saturdays are more quiet and relaxed days, and also with respect to the Mother's Day, I don't foresee Mother's Day to be to be anything specifically negative that can drive the crypto market. Nor do I see any correlation. I'm just bringing it up. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that are on this channel, by the way. But yeah, if we are just like, with lack of meat affectation this weekend, we should technically see just coming back up naturally, incurring more reversal pressure, which technical it is indicating that with a high propensity then actually continue to sell down, right? Knowing the fact that we've been selling down like this for quite some time now. So at the same time, we are clearly oversold. So I think the propensity actually coming back up, will be a lot more logical than keep going down to like 1700, 2000, those like lower levels, right? Respect to Bitcoin, you could see that clearly we were trying to get down to the 3450. 500, you could see that clearly we bounced from the 35, for a brief second, and then subsequently got bought up. Right now, the pressure is still relatively negative, right? You could see that we cross up and then cross down. At the same time, we're at the 36 out of 70. So right now, like you could say that we could go down to 34,500. But is it a good dip right now? Yeah, I would say so. It's a relatively logical level to incur risk. Like if you are thinking that we will go down all the way to 34,500, let's try to time the market. And I'm not in the business of ever timing the market, nor do I have the capability of doing so. So I think right now, in terms of like, is it a good assessed level based on risk profile? Yeah, I would say so. Respect to Ethereum Classic, I would say anywhere from basically 25, 26 below. Logical DCA from here. Respect to Dogecoin, anywhere from basically 12 cents below is still logical, right? Respect to Cardano, flat as well. Anywhere from basically 75 downward is still logical DCA. I would say anything right now would be logical DCA. Solana, anywhere from 85 to 75, right, would be logical DCA. You could see that clearly we tried to get there today, but we got bought up because we were relatively submerged at that point at 30 out of 70. So anywhere right now to like below to 75 is logical DCA. Respect to XRP, flat as well, 69 to 57. So right now in between right now, so it's logical to DCA. Respect to Polkadot's down about 2%, right? We are just like selling off the cliff, right? Anywhere from basically current level down is still logical to DCA, but you can see that clearly the inertia is relatively flat, right? So I think like gliding on a soft landing around like 1350 is logical to DCA from here. Respect to Algorand's about 10% for no reason. It's just something specifically microly driven by this one. Seems like we got bounced from the 61, right? So again, right, 61 to 53 all the way down is still logical. I think right now, despite up 10%, is still like fair because it seems like the momentum is reversing, bouncing from somewhere around like the 40. But this is a monumental level, right? We are at the 49, which is 50, right? Whenever you hit 50 on an RSI scale, you need to watch. Do we have a shot of actually keep going up? Because that's like the optimal level of like just like mid-level, right? So if we don't break above 50, you will continue to sell back down basically. So block it that we see in front of us right now. Shiba Inu anywhere from 2100 below would be logical DCA, right? 2100, 1400, 900 would be the frames I talked about, right? MACTAC down about 1.6%. Anywhere from current level down is still logical. Right now, anywhere from 142 to 120 was already oversold. We're below that clearly. It's logical to DCA for this. Respect to AVAX, down about 3%, 60 to 50, right? With respect to Luna, lastly, if we break 75 during this weekend coming or next week, right, we have a shot of actually going down to 62, 52 to 45, right? And based on the current setup, it's like a head and shoulder pattern, clearly, right? Head, shoulder, and shoulder. So selling down below 75 is clearly very possible, okay? And that's really much it on this, closing on the market on this Friday. But appreciate you for watching my previous video as well as also just like catching up with you guys. You guys are great listeners, and I definitely appreciate all the positive supports that I get here. I'm just, more than thankful. So have a good rest of the Friday, and I look out for the next one. Take care. Bye.